All right.
All right. There we go. And then I gotta make sure this. I gotta make sure it's the same over here. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You
All
want me to
right.
look on?
Yeah, because this isn't. Oh, I can just click here and then just mute it. There we go.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, can we? I have to make sure. Yep. I gotta make sure. Okay. Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. I think we got this thing working. I had to get my old setup back for the new computer.
Cool.
All right. So yeah, sort of an impromptu live, just going through some comp plan and stuff. Oh yeah, I'm Sonny. This is Val. Y'all know us. We the Propreneur family. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we just happened to well, we ran into some pretty really cool people. James Zhang and his wife Becky, and he did a video about the partner code comp plan. We also did a video about the partner code comp plan. So we're just watching his video that he
Yeah.
did, and I kind of had some thoughts to go along with it. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
all up in them.
Yeah. So one of the things about this is, you know, we're going to talk a little bit in a manner where you can get some perspective, different perspectives. So first of all, you guys know us. We are. I'll turn this camera off. But we are network marketers who were able to create success in our network marketing companies. And we have since retired from the game and become coaches helping other network marketers and various online entrepreneurs. With James and Becky, they are top earners inside of their company. And James first connected with us when he saw some of our compensation plan videos here on YouTube, including his company. Now let's get this straight, because some people, I'm not gonna say some of y'all, because if you watching us, then this wasn't you. But if this was you, well, they ain't watching us anyway. But some people got upset when we broke down comp plans, not realizing this is what we do. We know all about comp plans. And they got upset because of some of the things that we pointed out, which is fact, 100% fact, but they just didn't like it.
Yeah.
They didn't like that we were saying it, and instead they decided to say, "You don't understand. You don't know what you're talking about." And so when we encourage a dialogue, hey, you make your own video then and tag us in it, or hey, get on a live with us, show us. They didn't want to do it. Well, when James reached out to us, being the top earner that he is in the world in his country in his company, he was like, "I loved your videos. Y'all was spot on, especially with my company."
Yeah.
And so we're not going to go into too much into like what was his company. I mean, you're going to see it if we share our screen, but it's not like, we're not promoting or endorsing any companies or anything. We're not steering people away from any companies or anything. We just want to break down today different types of comp plans. So if you were ever wondering, okay, well, you guys talk about how important it is to understand comp plans. Where do I start? This is one of the basics, is understanding the different types of structures that network marketing companies have.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start out where he starts going into the different types of comp plans.
Yes, and he's gonna do that while I finish my lunch. We sitting up here watching this one. I'm up here eating my salad.
Oh my god! Well,
And then we
I
was like,
will.
this good. We gotta go live on this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just finish this up. I'm almost done. So if I'm crunching too loud, turn me down. My apologies.
It's fancy and different, and you can go down a rabbit hole with them. But to make it simple, in general, there's three types of compensation plan structures in network marketing. One is called the unilevel compensation plan. Typically, this means that you can go wide, meaning you can sponsor a lot of people, partner with a lot of people, typically unlimited amounts wide, and then you have a limited amount of depth. So for sake of example, there is a comp plan that will say, all right, you will earn 15% from your first generation, 5% from your second, third, fourth, and fifth, and 6 and under, you don't make any money. Every compensation plan has what's called breakage within it. There's certain parts in the comp plan to balance it out, to make sure the company makes money and that the field makes money, that there's ways to balance a comp plan where if you hit a certain point, then it's kind of like the extra money goes to the company itself. So in a unilevel compensation plan, it caps out at a certain level. What is the pro of a unilevel? A pro of a unilevel is that it favors the person that loves to recruit and sponsor. Okay. And you can continually sponsor. And I think that's a skill set everyone should learn, but it favors that person. What's the con? The con of a unilevel, unfortunately, is let's just use the example of you have a comp plan that's limited to 5 levels deep. What if your top money earner came on level 6 and under? You make no money there, and there's no incentive for you to work with them, and you're missing out on some big opportunities. Another type of compensation plan is called the binary compensation plan. A binary is simplistic. It is just build 2 teams and you keep on stacking down. This is usually unlimited levels deep, limited levels wide. So you have to balance at certain points and you get paid out certain amounts. What's the pro of a binary? A binary allows you to have more synergy because you can actually place people beneath other people and they can leverage off of each other's sales and make money. There's a lot more teamwork there. What's the negative of a binary is that for the person that does like to recruit a lot, for somebody that wants to make money really fast, sometimes you're at a disadvantage from a binary because you have to match 2 legs and then you're not able to go wide. Finally, there is something called the
All right, wanted to touch on the binary really quickly.
Dang it. Sorry, y'all. At least it's 0 calories.
So there's a couple of different types of binaries, actually. There's those binaries that have those weekly cycles where it counts your volume up weekly and pays you out based on that. It pays you, a lot of bonuses could kick in that way. And binaries can pay out a crap ton of money very, very fast if you build fast. Like the binaries are one of the most rewarding comp plans for building quickly. Especially those ones that have cycles. Then there's other binaries that it's just volume based, right? They don't have these weekly cycles. They just count your volume on a monthly basis like normal. But still, one of the key advantages of binaries is that they're to unlimited depth, but you only get paid on one team, which is your lesser side, your lesser leg. And so at the same time that binaries can pay out a ton of money, binaries can also pay out the least amount of money because you can have a crap ton of volume going on one side of your team and then nil on the other side. And guess how much you making? Nothing.
Right. Because you get paid on the lower leg.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's definitely been horror stories of people that have these runaway legs where their volume is going crazy because a leader comes into that leg and just blows it up, and the other side is just dead. Yeah. And there's a bunch of volume going on that they're not getting paid for. Yeah. That is your worst nightmare. Like I would jump off a bridge, bro. Like that is not a situation you want, and that it can happen though.
Yeah, we had an issue with a binary, not too crazy, but like our lower leg flipped at one point.
Yeah, right, yeah. But that's actually a good problem to have because that means that the volume is sort of equal on both sides. You want your volume to be as equal as possible so that you're not missing out on too much money because of the further away, like the bigger the difference is between volumes between the 2 legs, the more money you're missing out on. Yeah. right. So the goal is to try to balance the volume, but you're only one person. It's really, really a team effort. And if the volume's gonna run away, it's gonna run away, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, we might even let's revisit this part of our conversation in terms of how would you best leverage each one of these structures. right? So we just got through telling you, with binary, best thing to do is try to keep them as even as you possibly can. That way, whichever leg ends up being the heaviest for that month, you're getting paid and not missing out too much from the other leg. You never ever ever want to have a runaway leg, and there's all this volume and activity going on one leg, and you like, man, I ain't making that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. See, that's the kind of stuff that we talk about with coaching clients or inside of our new membership. We're going to mention at the end. But we talk about this stuff because there's so many people in network marketing who get discouraged and quit, not because nothing is happening, but sometimes because they're working too hard and don't understand why they're not getting paid for all this hard work they're doing. And it can be things like this. It could just simply be not leveraging your commission structure properly. And with a simple few tweaks, you could be exactly back where you want to be. But see, people don't realize that, or their upline won't tell them that because they don't know.
Yeah.
And then, the person just is like, okay, this is too much. This ain't for me. And they leave.
Yeah, and the binary, I guess it tries to attempt to make up for the down, what do I call it, the pitfall of a unilevel by going to unlimited depth. Whereas a unilevel stops at a certain level of depth, your binary goes to unlimited depth, but you have the pitfall of a binary now kicking in, where you can have this situation with a runaway leg.
Yeah.
So that's
So
interesting.
you had let it play through unilevel into
And binary, and now we're on the matrix.
Yeah,
Up.
but hold up. So back up just a little bit with unilevel. Just like James said, after a certain level, you stop getting paid on that volume that's down there.
And
Should I bring?
some companies have tried to. I mean, some a lot of companies, they recognize that, and they have these infinity bonuses, right? They're like, on levels, on the rest of your levels, you get like 0.5% or something like that. They'll try to at least throw you something.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but the main benefit of unilevel, you can go unlimited with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like James said, it's great for if you're the type of person who loves to help people. You're a yellow personality. Or a blue personality, more likely than not, you're the type of person that is excited to get out, talk to people, help people. And so you're going to naturally be the type to grow wide. And when that is the case, then that's when, or even red personalities too, because they're people persons. But that's when this can really pay off for you, because every personal touch that you made, that you're going to get paid off of that. So even once it cuts off at that level, you're not missing out too much. You know what I mean? Like you still have that personal touch because all of your personally enrolled is right there, and you're getting paid from that.
Yeah.
The work that you did. Yeah.
All right. So we'll hit on the matrix now.
Yep.
Matrix, which is limited levels wide, limited levels deep. And what that means is that it's kind of interesting. It's like a box, and similar pros and cons to what I just shared with a unilevel and a binary. Why is partner codes any different, and what kind of compensation plan is it?
So, right before we go into his comp plan, so there was another type of comp plan that I guess it can be considered a type of unilevel, but not really, because there's a unilevel aspect to it, I believe. But there's a comp plan called a stair-step breakaway, which a lot of the older companies use. I don't see a lot of newer companies using that plan. But this is, Herbalife has a stair-step breakaway, and I believe Amway has a stair-step breakaway. Legal Shield has a stair-step breakaway. And the stair-step breakaway pretty much compensates you based on the rank difference between you and the people that you've brought in. So what tends to happen sometimes with that is that if a person that you brought in catches up to you in rank, you can stop there's money that goes away that you could have potentially earned. So the max amount of money. ACN. They also had a stair breakaway. The max amount of money is earned when there's a big gap between your rank level and a person you brought in and their rank level. So if I've ranked up and I'm like, 5 levels up and I just brought in a new person, I can make a ton of money on their new production. Right, sometimes more than them, right, on their sales. But as soon as a person starts catching up to me, that money goes away, and then these other things come in where I start earning a lower percentage, but a lower percentage on a larger amount of volume because I'm trying to earn off of their organization. So that's where they call it a breakaway, because when a person reaches a certain level, that their that income sort of breaks away, and then a different sort of compensation starts kicking in.
Okay. I'm almost certain we've done a compensation plan video or two about companies or a company where they had a stair step breakaway, and now I'm trying to remember what it. There's one in particular that keeps coming back into my mind when you mention that.
That we did a comp plan video for?
Mm-hmm. And I can't.
Did we do one on
Was
Legal
it the
Shield?
one? No. Was it the one with the Jeep? What?
Oh, what company was that?
Drop it in the comments if you have watched all our videos.
Maybe look it up. Look it up while we're watching this next segment.
Right.
It's gonna kill. Like, I need to know what company that was. Yeah. All right. So let's go into the rest here.
Partner Co is what's called a multi-line compensation plan. No one else has it because it's patent pending. And what's the benefit of a Partner Co multi-line compensation plan? It's unlimited levels wide and unlimited levels deep. You can build however that you want. And that gives you a lot of flexibility. And that avoids all the tripwires that are typical in the other types of compensation plans. Okay? Another key question is this. It doesn't matter how much your comp plan is structured or what bonuses are there. Here's what actually matters. Every dollar only has 100 pennies to it. So when a product is sold into the compensation plan, one of the most important questions you want to ask is this. How much of the dollar, how much of the 100 pennies is paid out into the compensation plan? So Partner Co is actually, to my knowledge, and if anybody differs on this, let me know. I am open to looking and comparing. Partner Co, and this has been 14 years with this compensation plan, pays the best. 51 cents of every single dollar sold in the comp plan is paid back into the compensation plan.
So just kind of wanted to look at this chart here for a second. This is very interesting, and sometimes it's hard to calculate this because of the complexity of comp plans. You can't just calculate it based on your personal commission volume when you bring in a sale. It's based on all of the ways that you get compensated in that comp plan. It's based on all of those, and the kind of, I guess, the average of how much dollars actually gets paid out to the field.
Yeah.
And so this chart is very interesting. Look at Melaleuca down there. 30%.
I was getting ready to say, I know that is accurate. With Melaleuca. We were in Melaleuca, So, yeah, he's spot on with that. Matter of fact, we had a meeting with some of the, it was actually corporate. I mean, some top leaders were there, but it was corporate filling us in on how much money goes back into the partner's hands, right? And that was about right, about 30%. So
damn, Herbalife down there 30 as well. Let's see some other I know all of these companies. Organo Gold's old. Are they still around? Manatech, are they still around?
Wow.
Nature Sunshine, yeah, that is cool. So, trying to wrap your head around a multi-line comp plan, can be a little difficult because we're used to, hey, it's either this or that, not
Right.
both.
Right.
Right? Not unlimited width and unlimited depth.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the things that we mentioned that we like so much about Partner and Co's comp plan. And by the way, just a reminder, or if you didn't see previous videos that we've done, we are not in Partner and Co. We are not saying, "Oh, go join this. This the only one that ain't a scam." We're not. Look, we done what we done in network marketing. And it's honestly up to you. But what we do like to do is put the information in front of you so that you're equipped to be able to make the decisions.
Yeah, I'm gonna move us up because you're dead.
Oh,
subscribe.
The subscribe is covering me up. That's cool. If you click subscribe, I don't mind. You can't see my face.
All right, so let's play this here.
Okay.
This has not failed for 14 years. We have never missed 1 week, as I mentioned before. Okay. There's other amazing companies. This is not to knock any of these companies. I have friends in many of them that are on this screen. But 100 pennies can only be divided in so many different ways. Okay. To tell you how we got this number, what we did is we literally have a calculator. And we said, if you have 2 people, then roll 2, and it keeps on going. And there's X amount of sales volume total, and you run it through the compensation plan, how much percentage is actually paid out. And it's very surprising to see, actually on here, Partner Code paid 52%, a little bit more. It's just math, right? We're not skewing this data. We're literally just plugging into the compensation plan structures, and it's giving out certain percentages, okay? And if there's anything that differs here from what you're aware of, let us know. My goal is...
So that makes a lot of sense. It's almost like, okay, like you can take someone in a company, maybe a top leader, and say, hey, how much volume did your entire organization produce, and then how much did you get paid?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then do the percentage from there.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, I bet you one of the reasons why they're able to pay out so much in this company is because of the system they have. They have a system that helps make sure you're getting paid the most amount you possibly can.
Yeah, I think he's because James mentioned earlier in the video about breakage, right? I'm gonna just have to build in breakage in order for the company to get some compensation.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of breakage is basically money that comes into the company that is not being paid out to the field, is going to the company. And so whether that's a design in the comp plan, for example, that side of the binary organization that you're not getting paid on, right? That the leg that has the most volume, right? That's breakage.
Yeah.
Now somebody else could be getting paid on that volume, but when someone is not getting, like when no one's getting paid in that volume, the company's getting paid on that.
Right, which is understandable because look, this is business.
Yeah,
this is business. This ain't the church offering plate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they need to be able to make money somehow so that they can continue to produce for you.
Yeah.
What they promised on their end.
Yeah.
So they have to have their operational costs covered. So that it's not a surprise. Every company has it. Every company has a way to collect compensation for the company, and then ways to pay out compensation to you. So this is really just showing, just to keep it simple, it's just showing how much of the money goes back to the partners or reps or
Mm-hmm.
whatever they're called in your company.
This is hard to say, but it's true. My goal is not to be biased. Obviously, I'm in Partner Co. I don't want to say Partner Co is the best just because I'm in Partner Co. I want to go with the math. I want to go with the numbers. I want to go with the facts. I want to make the wisest logical decision for me and my team and my future longevity.
Thank you. Listen, again, one of the things that we had to stop and think about when we did get comments like, I don't think you guys know what you're talking about. You don't understand. You guys are too young, was one person's argument. What the hell? Anyway, I have to remember that people do get emotional, right? There's actually a scientific name for this, where people have an emotional attachment to the choice that they made, and they'd rather hold on to
Confirmation bias.
They'd rather stick to their guns on that, even though they've just realized, oh, that was wrong. They'd rather just keep saying they're right anyway than say, you know what, made a mistake, didn't realize that. And I think that is something that our channel does. It kind of sheds light on the truth, on the facts of the matter, where they're not focused on facts, they're focused on feelings. And I just love that James just said this. He wants to focus on the facts. So, and you got to think about it like this, okay? A top earner in a company who's been doing this for years more than likely is doing so because this is someone who understands comp plans, which clearly he does as he's going through, this so far. Another thing is, where was I going with this? The joys of going live. I think I was going to say another thing about this is, considering that he's in a company that he loves, when he made the choice to join the company, the comp plan is one of the things that he looked at, right? Because again, I hate the fact that although network marketing can be for the little guy, right? It can be your way to break into entrepreneurship and build up some great skills. The thing is, once you're in it, you will need them skills quick. And people go through network marketing thinking, I don't need nothing. They said it's going to be easy. I could just go talk to some people. If I get two people to get two people to get two people, bam.
Yeah.
I'm in there. And it's like, no, you need some skills and you need a certain level of understanding. And so if you can understand comp plans, then you'll know which company to pick for yourself that aligns not only in terms of how you want to be compensated, but also aligns with your values, right? So when you're, in James's case, I believe that and we've had a chance to talk with him and his wife in person just a couple days ago. So, when you understand this stuff, you make smarter decisions, which puts more money in your household. And that's the point. So more so than just, oh, I love this company, everybody's so great, yeah, and everybody's broke. Instead of that, how about let me, I'm going into business. I need to make smart business decisions. How do I do that? I need to know numbers.
Yeah. And I just wanted to point out really quickly, I'm going to go back to the screen here. And if you can see, if you look closely, you'll see, let's see, under, how do you pronounce that? Genes, whatever. You see it's a 1-2 binary, right? 3-2 binary, right? Binary. 1-2 binary. This is what I was talking about when there's different types of binaries. They'll cycle based on the ratio of volume on one leg, on one leg to the other. So, and that's where you can kind of get tripped up because the volume has to be the right ratio in order for it to cycle, and the cycle is what generates a payout. So you'll have this, your commissions will be building up, and you'll see it in your back office until this ratio of volume happens, and then it triggers a payout. Those are those type of binaries, whereas another type of binary is simply we're just counting your volume on the left and right leg at the end of the month, and then we pay you according to that, right? So it can get a little bit dicey, a little bit weird with some of these binaries. I've only done, we've only done one binary, and that was the simple kind. I don't know if I can handle the ratio cycle binaries. Those are always a little bit of a headake to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The volume on one leg has to the ratio has to be in the 3-2 ratio in order for it to cycle and trigger a payout. If your volume is 3-1, it ain't gonna, you just gonna have this commissions building up, but it ain't gonna pay you out until
Oh
it
my
hits the
gosh.
3-2. And then so what happens is, what if it starts becoming 4-1 and then 5-1? Until that other sides get to 2,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna get paid.
He's like, "Where's my money?" Well, that's where it is.
And I think TLC has a cycle cycle, sort of a
Mm.
cycle binary. I'm not sure what their ratio is, but they have a cycle binary.
I want to make sure that from now on, my children and my children's children will continue to know that they will have an income that's going to come to them. But I want to make sure that I'm choosing correctly here. So I hope that makes sense there. Okay, so partner co-pays the best. Here are some other questions that I consider now on compensation plans. Remember, I said in the beginning, can the average person win? I believe a compensation plan, a good one that lasts a test of time, is one that's balanced a certain way. I generally look at three categories of people within an organization. There's going to be the brand new person that comes in. And I think what's important about a brand new person is, can they make a reasonable amount of income in a reasonable amount of time? Right? Can they come in and make a decently quick paycheck? There's a statistic that when somebody gets even $1 of a commission in their network marketing business, they stay for 90 days at least. Like any business, it takes time, it takes energy. It is something that requires work and effort, but people need to see enough wins early on to latch in further. So, can the new person win, and can they actually make a decent amount of income? Second category is the rising leader. I would say this is the $1,000 a month to $10,000 a month leader. Is this type of leader supported? Are they able to have enough incentive in the compensation plan where they can continue to step up? At this level, usually they're not just making sales themselves, usually they're empowering and helping others to make money as well too. And the final type of leader is the top money earner. This is the 10,000 plus a month, 20,000 plus a month, right? The $1 million earners, whatever. There's rarer of these because not many people want that much and really are committed. But if they do, can you make a substantial income in the compensation plan? Remember, there's 100 pennies in a dollar. Out of the 100 pennies, X amount will go into the comp plan. But after it goes into the comp plan, where do those pennies go to? In Partner Co, it's 51 pennies out of the 100 go into the comp plan. How does the 51 pennies split? Some comp plans, they skew heavy to the top money earner and the new person is impacted. Some comp plans help the new person make a lot, but the top money earner doesn't make a lot. I would submit, I like a balance. I want to make sure that all levels feel good about their income for the amount of work and effort that they put in. So, does the Partner Co comp plan do that? Well, let's break down the different ways that you can actually get paid in this compensation plan now. All right. There are 8 ways that this comp plan actually does pay. Don't worry too much about the different ways in any comp plan. Like, I don't care if it has 1,000 ways of getting paid or one way of getting paid or whatever. What matters more is, does it pay the right people the right things? And how does it pay them? Because what I'm looking for is behavior drivers. Okay.
Yeah, this is huge. There's been some comp plans that we've reviewed that absolutely reward the wrong behaviors, and they don't compensate the right people for the right things.
Mm-hmm.
The top heavy comp plans, I hate those because it the new person that comes in, these are the babies. They're the most volatile. They're the most susceptible here.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to try to get them paid quickly. So those top heavy comp plans, what they'll do is, new people coming in will earn the very least amount of money. Like it'll be something like oh, if at the top of the comp plan you can make 50% commissions, whereas at the bottom you make two when you
Yeah.
first come in, right? It was ridiculous.
We did a video on one of those. Was that
It was
Starfish?
Starfish, yeah.
Man, that was some
Starfish,
garbage.
Starfish's comp plan took a page right out of the book of Amway's comp plan, and probably because the founders of Starfish came from Amway.
Yeah. That's
Terrible.
something else. We'll have to do another video about it. But you also need to know about these leaders or founders of companies and where they came from and what their background is too, because leadership is key. Your reputation is important, and so who you align yourself with is going to be important too. So we'll do a video about that. But also when it comes to new people coming in, if you look at the flip side, so look at a company that has a comp plan where it's not top heavy. That's nice, but another thing to look out for is like bonus heavy. It's like they have no problem paying you a lot of money for the bonus because they know it's going to be just one time.
Yeah, it can make the dollar signs in your eyes like when you see it, and it can definitely reward new people very very quickly, but you got to strike a balance, right? You can't be having it where it's like boom, you got these new people earn all this money, and then the longer you're in there, the less of these bonuses you're earning. So like then your paycheck goes down because you're not new anymore, right?
Yeah. So that's another thing to look at in terms of what kind of behavior they pay you for, because they love you when you first come in and you bring them some more customers, and then after a while it's like we're the next wave of folks that we need more, and they're focused more on that.
Yeah, in that case, if you wanted to really keep earning those bonuses, you have to constantly be bringing in a new team of folks so that those new bonuses can keep rolling in. And when those run out, you got to bring in a new team and
Right.
and do
And
it
that's
over.
how they get you because, like you said, you come in and you see the dollar signs like, "Ooh, look at my check, and I just got started. Oh my gosh, I'm on fire." People posting stuff like that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Wait, but that was just a bonus. So
Yeah,
how I
and
get
then
money like this next month?"
And then 2 months later, it's crickets. Yeah,
Yeah, you're like,
done
"Dang
dried
it.
out.
I done gone from $20,000 to $500."
It that be happening too.
Yeah.
Like we're not exaggerating. That can happen.
Yeah.
This one happens to have 8. So to break it down here, and then I'll break it down further, the retail bonus and the new volume bonus is for the newer person. It's when you sell products to a customer or when you sell products to another partner, how much money do you make? All right. The next ones are more of the rising leader. Base pay is a big one there. Savings bonus is a major one. And then there are leadership bonuses like matching bonus, income position bonus, payline bonus. Okay. Let's break down how these work and are they actually significant. So the first one is the retail sales and the new volume bonus. Okay. So how does that work? Retail sales are very, very simple. It's when you sell a product, there's a difference between our price wholesale and retail, which is what PartnerCo's price is. Here, you can make a retail profit. Not all compensation plans allow you to make a retail profit, but the difference here is 30%. So, for example, one of the popular products in PartnerCo are these body balancing drops. In the United States, full retail for a month is $176. We get it wholesale for one set, $123. So retail, you would make around $53, which is not bad, right? 30% for a retail commission is not a bad commission for most people. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, so I can definitely attest to that even outside of network marketing. Okay, as a hairstylist, as a salon owner, we would purchase products. Oh yeah, we're cut off. What is it?
Oh no, that's just we
Okay.
good.
We would purchase products wholesale, of course. We'd have a distributor come in. We'd buy some stuff in bulk. So then that was even more of a discount, including the wholesale pricing. and then we would sell it retail, obviously, because you're trying to earn a profit. And it would be typically 30% profit. Things that were in high demand, sure, we might mark it up a little bit more. But it's funny to me that people that don't really know business and don't know profit are like, I want to make 3 times more than what. No, that's a 300%. You can't, dude. You ever watch Shark Tank? That's not how this works. Like, it's crazy, but this is another reason why I'm like, you gotta learn business. There's no getting around it. You can't own a business without knowing business. And so just because it's network marketing don't mean you supposed to stay stuck on stupid. You got to learn some stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just a part of it. And it's really with anything. You got to most of us have gone to school and earned a degree, and you poured at least 4 years into that. Right? For what? To build a skill set so that you can make money with it. Well, what makes people think network marketing is any different? You're going to have to put in some time to build up the proper skills to get you to the point that you can be profitable. And yes, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you some time, and it's going to cost you some money because you got to learn somewhere from someone that's knowledgeable. I think people take advantage of the upline because they think, oh, well, because you're my upline, you would know and you can mentor me. Your upline may not necessarily know anything. They might have come in 3 weeks before you and they're still learning themselves. They may not be like us where we have business backgrounds. Or they may not be like James and Becky who have been at this for a number of years and they understand how this works. So you have to be really careful with that. You got to invest. You just have to invest in yourself. There's no, let me try to do this for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not only do you do that, you have an option, which you recommend if you want to maximize the compensation plan. In the first 4 Fridays of being involved, if you're to acquire or to sell 1,500 points of product, 1 point is around $1.50 United States dollars. So let's call that $2,500 products bought or sold. If you do that, you unlock this business level called Ultimate. What's good about this is once you're there for life. Here's another thing I like about the compensation plan. There are some compensation plans in our space where you can make higher percentages, but you have to requalify to stay earning at those percentages. For example, there are some compensation plans where every month you have to sell $3,000 a month or more of personal sales. If you do that, you unlock the highest sales earnings. Well, what if you have a slow month and it goes down? Well, your income goes down. What I like about the Partner Co one is once you're at something like Ultimate, you're there for life. One time, lifetime, you are guaranteed 30% of what's called new volume bonus. This is the point value you earn double essentially whenever you sell a product to a new customer, a new partner. And there's also some other perks. Specifically, this gold status thing, we're going to cover this again as we move forward. Okay. So
Yeah, so that's something else that we liked about their comp plan. We're just used to having to.
Yes. I thought you were turning it off for us to.
Oh, it don't matter. We can be like that.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's something that we like. We are used to seeing comp plans where you have to requalify every month. Mm-hmm. I remember there was someone in our in one of the companies that we were in who they didn't like the fact that everything went to zero at the beginning of the month because from the previous company you didn't get to see that you didn't see that information. So it can be quite a shock to see all your volume on, on day 31 of the month, you have all this volume, and then the next day it's all
Zeroed
gone
out. Mm-hmm.
because they're counting on people. People need to reorder on a monthly basis, and that volume has to build back up again.
Yeah.
So now, of course, if you have monthly qualifications for certain things, like that's how it's going to work. But the fact that when you hit this rank and with this comp plan, that you are there for life, you don't have to requalify
Right.
for it every month.
Right. Now, one of the things, and you can fill in the blanks where my memory is blank, but this was also one of the things we liked about another compensation plan. So nobody's like, oh, you guys are only talking about partner and co. Okay. So another comp plan that this reminds me of is in cruises. Because we liked that, but I don't know if it was so much about whether or not anything reset. It was that they had a safety net in place for if you didn't hit a qualification for a certain bonus, that you would still get paid. You would just get paid half, but you would still get paid.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right?
It didn't just completely go away.
Yeah, because I've seen comp plans where, and I've seen them in action when I say this, where if you short one person, just 1 point away, whatever, you ain't getting that bonus.
Zero.
Right, and that bonus could have been for like $5,000. You get $0,
Yeah.
$0,000. Okay, you ain't getting nothing. But with in cruises, they were like, okay, you missed it by that much, or you completely you were way off. You still got half of it.
Yeah.
So at least in that case, you would still get the 2,500 instead of 5,000. So that's a really nice safety net. I haven't seen that in any other company.
Right.
But I can't remember with in cruises if they had it where things reset. I don't think so, because you kind of didn't. I mean, kind of yeah, but kind of no, because it was a membership. So
Right.
people were paying every month.
It didn't reset.
Regardless.
Yeah, they were counting on them to pay. As if they didn't pay that month, the following month you would see your, it would affect your rank the following month. But it didn't completely reset as soon as a month turned. They would give another month to see what was going on, and then you would see.
Yes, I like that too.
Yeah. And and what type of comp plan was inclusive, would we say, out of these types? So they had, you remember the Forex company, they had the same type of comp plan where it's like, and I like those comp plans where a certain amount of volume period. I mean, of course, no more than a certain amount of volume can come from one leg, but if you have this certain amount of volume, you hit this rank, and then another amount of volume, you hit this rank, and so on and so forth. But also at the same time, the percentage of like your commission percentage, it starts out high at like when you first come in. It's the highest it's going to be. Out of relative to the amount of volume that you have coming in at that lower rank, the amount of commissions that you're making is high, right? Then as you rank up, they start to the commission amount, the percentage goes a little bit lower because you're earning on much more volume.
Yeah. So it kind of I know some people are like, what? I'm getting paid less. But it kind of balances out because you're looking at percentages. Right? So do you want a big piece of a small pie, or do you want a bunch of small pieces of a bigger pie kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? Because it could end up being about the same. So you're not missing out. It's that they want to keep it fair in terms of like, you're going to get paid what you're worth. But it's at this point, like, you're bringing these folks in. So the percentage, as the percentage is going lower, you're still making a high amount of money because it's a high volume.
Yeah.
It's almost like the argument, I shouldn't say argument, but it's almost like the question people have when they're looking to price things for things that they, products and services that they're providing themselves, is like, do I charge high ticket or low ticket? I keep hearing, these folks over here say charge high ticket, high ticket, high ticket because you can make more money with less people. And then I hear people over here say low ticket because if somebody drops off, it's not that big of a deal. You still have, a larger volume, so it works out. It's kind of like that. So you can't, like, either one works. It's not it's not that big of an issue.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed working with that type of comp plan because it was just simple to understand. I mean, if I had this amount of volume, this is my rank, and and it was dollar amounts. We didn't have to calculate percentages.
Yeah.
Right. It was just straight up dollars. This is how much volume you got. This is how many dollars you getting paid. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to assume that we're ultimate. And I'm going to assume, there's a lot of numbers here, but to break it down, you sold 1 box of drops in the United States at full retail. How does this work? Remember, you have retail, so you made difference of $176 retail to $123. That's $53. Not bad already. But also, you get paid off the points. It's 76 points for 1 set of drops. You get 30% of that, which is $22.80. 1 set of drops sold, you made almost $76. That is a 43% commission rate. Tell me any type of business, affiliate marketing system, sales where you get 43% commissions. And there's ways to even make more, by the way. But realtors make 3 to 6%, for example. Good affiliate programs maybe make 10 to 30%. This can be 43%. So does this help the new person make money quickly? Absolutely. In fact, for most products, if you sell 3 of whatever product you want, like the body balancing drops, you'll make enough money where you can actually afford your own set of drops for that as well, too. Okay. So first part is the new person being able to make money. That's one part. You can also make money from the new volume bonus side. So number one, you want to go ultimate. You're selling products to end consumers. But also, you're going to make money whenever you sell products to a partner and you help them go ultimate. So here's another key. If you help somebody that you personally brought on board achieve ultimate in their first 4 Fridays, they get 1,500 points. You'll get 30% of that, which is $450 US. So think, for every person you personally sponsor and get to ultimate, you make almost $500. So that's another key part of the compensation plan. Go ultimate yourself and then help other people go ultimate. Every time you help someone else go ultimate, it's $450. And that just keeps them racking up. Imagine you help 10 people go ultimate. That's $4,500. That also means that they're making money too. Remember, what's the key in network marketing if you want to do well? If you help other people do well, then your problems disappear. So if you focus on helping them sell the product, if you focus on helping them maximize the compensation, your check, you'll have no problem there.
Yes. Preach. Preach. This is one of the things that I love about network marketing is the fact that for a lot of these companies, it's about helping people. This is one of the things, believe it or not, I really liked about Melaleuca. There was certain levels you could not get to unless you helped some of your people get to a certain level. And that's the point. This is network marketing. You are to work within your network of personal folks that you know to bring them in, whether they want to be customers or reps, and then work within your network of reps to help them achieve. Right? Nobody wants to start network marketing to get broke. You want to get money, And if everybody's working together, that's what helps keep everything rolling, So I love that they have that. And I love when it's built into the comp plan.
Yeah, it helps to create a good team atmosphere, some synergy there. I think that is also sort of a stair-step breakaway-ish type of thing, because with those plans, the main way to rank up is by having other folks rank up. So that you can't just rank up by volume alone. There's other folks that have to reach certain ranks. So you have to have, let's say 3 managers in order for you to hit director, or 3 directors for you to hit executive, or something like that. You have to help them rank up so that you can rank up.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first part of the compensation plan is done, and that was all about being able to have upfront money. The next part that we want to look at in a compensation plan is, does this pay the rising leader? Okay. So looking back at the compensation plan, there is something called base commission, which is actually the main way that leaders will be getting paid. Base commission is as you develop your team and they start to sell, how much money will you make from there? So, what's key in base commission? How quickly can you make income? How simple is it to be able to scale? In this comp plan, we tell people start with 2 lines, kind of like a binary, but you can build limited wide. You'll have one that'll be a reference line called your power line, and the other one is the one called the pay line, the smaller one. You'll make 15% of the total sales volume of that smaller line, and it's a weekly pay plan. I like weekly pay plan versus monthly because it's not as stressful. If you've ever been in a monthly pay plan, there's an end of the month rush and it becomes very stressful because you're calling everyone up, trying to make their orders, getting them promoted. I want to look at the behaviors that are driven behind a comp plan. Here's another note. What matters in a comp plan isn't only just how much it pays, but it's the behavior that results from the compensation plan. Okay. Is it healthy? Is it organic? Will it scale? Or does it put unnecessary pressure to do things that aren't exactly income producing? What do you want a compensation plan to do? You want a compensation plan to pay you and your people for what every business does, which is selling more products. You don't hear a restaurant owner trying to game their customers. You don't hear restaurant owners saying, Bill and Bob, today you can eat, but Sarah, wait until tomorrow to eat because it's a different pay period and I can make more money if you buy next week rather than this week. Restaurant owners to make money want more sales every.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh.
This be happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have experienced this. I have experienced this. I have told people, like people I know like really, really well. Right? So like if family and friends bought product, then I'd be like, hey yo, whoa, tone it down a little bit with that volume this month. Because I'm going to need you to do that for next month. Right? So you calling them up, whoa.
Yeah.
Wait till
spread that out.
Wait till the second or the third. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was crazy. And exactly what he said about scrambling at the end of the month. You calling your team. Do you have the volume? Did you get this? No, stop what you're doing. Call your cousin so and so. You said your cousin so and so told you he was gonna buy something on this date and he ain't bought it yet. Girl, it's the last day of the month. You need these points. Call him right now, right? And it's like midnight.
Yeah.
So he's so right. I remember feeling that pressure of, just trying to hustle and scramble to get everything, get as much as you possibly can ready and done by the end of the month, by that deadline at 2 a.m. Mountain time or whatever. But and so that's 4 a.m. our time. Well, back then when we were on the East Coast. And so you would be up real late that night trying to get everything done.
But that was hilarious, that analogy you made. I'm like, in real life business, it don't make sense. Right. It don't happen. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was spot on right there. Because I couldn't imagine having a salon and being like, honey, get out of my chair. Come back next week because I'm going to need them. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Single day. In your network marketing business, you want more sales every single day. To do that, and then you're going to make more money. All right, that's how the business works. Every comp plan in every company will reward that. However, the way that the comp plan incentivizes compensation will drive behaviors. So one thing that I like about the partner co-compensation plan is that it does not have rank-based bonuses. Most comp plans have certain titles and promotions and ranks. And these ranks in some compensation plans will say, if you reach this, you get a certain bonus. Sometimes it's a one-time rank bonus. What's cool about that is you do get a bonus, but what's also not cool about that, it's not a long-term sustainable thing. In Partner Code, there are ranks. The ranks are based on a 1 week highest volume week. It's like going to the gym and having a 1 rep max on your bench press. That's your highest title. The title does not matter for your pay. It's the sales volume that dictates your pay. But the title is there as a nice pat on the back, as a recognition thing, which is fantastic. This way, you don't have to worry about ranks. You just worry about sales, which, once again, that's what compensation plans should, in my opinion, be all about.
This just makes sense. I'm sorry, it just makes sense. We're trying to, first off, be taken seriously, right? And so, the further away from actual business that your business is, the weirder people are gonna look at you and look at the plan. And so, if you're doing this thing where yes, we're playing games with ranks and money, where hey, I gotta have this rank and I gotta maintain it for these months. In order for me to get these bonuses and payouts and things like that. Well, real businesses don't work that way. Mm-hmm. It's just straight volume. Mm-hmm. Like if you sold more volume this month, you sold more volume last month, sometimes your volume goes down, whatever. But, to have that stress hanging over your head, whereas if I don't hit this volume this month, my rank is going to go down and my pay is going to go way down, because sometimes that rank, not hitting that rank, can have an exponential impact on your income. Sometimes it's more than just I produce less volume, so my money's going to be less. It's not only did I produce less volume, but also that makes me not qualify for that rank. So now not only am I missing volume, but I'm also gonna go down in percentage.
Yeah. So I took a huge
hit.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, the real business does not work that way. I felt like these companies are dangling a carrot in front of you, because once you're in, that's one thing. Then once you start making money, that's another thing. And then once you start ranking up, that's another thing. Now we got you now. You ain't going no damn where. You know what I mean? So now they're like, now you got to keep producing for us. You got to feed the machine. And it's like, oh my gosh, how?
You're in a different rat race.
Right, exactly. Because I was getting ready to say, how does this create the freedom that these companies told you were going to get at the presentation? Where the freedom at? Because you are in that hamster wheel, trying to call more folks, do more Zoom presentations, do more 3-way calls, meet up at the coffee shop. Where's the freedom? Where's the time with your kids? You know what I'm saying? Network marketing allowed me to be able to homeschool my kids to the point that they finished school 2 years early. And that gave them freedom to now be able to explore what their interests are. What do they like? What do they want? So that by the time they did turn 18, I was like, cool, now I can show you whatever is your interest or your passion or whatever you want to call it. Now I can show you how to monetize that so that you can live a stress-free life. And you won't ever even enter no damn rat race. I did not want that for my kids. This is what we try to help people to do. We want you to be free. We want you to pass that freedom on to your kids. And honestly, for us, it doesn't matter which company you're in. You could be in Partner & Co. with James. Y'all need his link? Let us know. We'll give it to you. But you could also be in another company. We just want to make sure that the comp plan fits you and what your goals are and how you operate. And like I said, also what your values are. Once you have that, then you can start building true freedom. And again, one thing that we saw in this particular company that we hadn't seen in anything else was that they have an automated system to make sure that your company, your business is structured right. your team is structured right so that you're getting paid the absolute most money that you can possibly get. And that, like I said, that's probably why people in that company get paid so much out of every dollar that comes in, like James mentioned.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Like you thought like you said, you thought you were leaving the rat race. Nope, you just entered another rat race.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how many top earners that I've seen out here talk about, this is freedom. And you probably know what I'm talking about. Go look at your company right now. Go find the top leaders. Where they at? Every damn where. They're everywhere. They're at every company event. They're on every team weekly call. They're hosting the presentations. You got their number so they can do the 3-way call with you. So now ask yourself, out of all them hours, where is their free time? Because we weren't doing that. You know, we had things automated for our team so that they could still get the quality support that they needed, but we didn't have to be there, so we could actually enjoy our lives, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think we'll maybe cut it off right there and do part 2 because we're halfway through this video, and this video is probably what we're going on. How long are we in here? Does it not? Well, I know we've been on for a good hour.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely gonna continue back where this video left off because I want him to break down and explain how this actually works, because this is like foreign language to people that are familiar with the network marketing field. Yeah. It just don't happen. Yeah. Your rank is very important. And so, but I mean, when he said it just makes sense. I mean, when we looked at the partner code plan, it just makes sense. I'm like, what? Why didn't they do it like this the whole time?
It's interesting to me that so far there's only been like maybe 2 or 3 companies that we've looked at their comp plans and thought this is brilliant. There's so many where either we hated the comp plan completely, or there were things about it that was a little sus or whatever.
Which comp plans did we like besides partner code?
I mean, we were kind of sort of like in Melaleuca, kind of. MDC and in cruises.
Okay.
So that's 3, really. 3.5.
Yeah.
Melaleuca got honorable mention.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I forgot what we said about Trinont.
I don't remember that. We might have been neutral for them.
I think it was positive. No. I think it was positive.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was good.
Oh yeah, I do remember some good elements that we pointed out within there. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but I mean, out of all the ones we've done so far, what we've done a dozen, 2 dozen, I don't know. Yeah. But we've done quite a bit, but this just goes to show sometimes companies will feed off people's ignorance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry to say, but that's the truth. And so if they know you don't know nothing about the comp plan, they're just happy to have people in promoting so they don't have to pay no advertisers. They don't really care. Like, you know, even if all they ever get out of you is you brought in one customer one time, they still paid $0 for it. Thanks. You know, so it can be a little it can be a little cutthroat out there, but again, if you know and understand comp plans, you won't fall into that trap, and you certainly won't fall into a scam. But I'm gonna probably leave it at this. Sometimes there's people out there that say, "I don't want to scam," but that's actually exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for something that makes no damn sense. They're looking for something that pays them a whole bunch of money for doing hardly anything and knowing hardly anything. And I mean, I showed up. Where's my money? You know? And again, you don't go to college and say, well, I mean, I showed up. Where's my degree? Right? You don't get your, even once you have the degree, you don't just show up anywhere where your services are offered and say, where's my paycheck? I got, you know, like, it's just, it's crazy to me that this industry is even promoted that way, because it's a business just like anything else. And when you're dealing with a legitimate business, then there are certain skill sets that you need to have. plain and simple. You cannot be lazy with this. And I mean mentally as well. I don't just mean go out there and talk to the 3 feet. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being mentally prepared and having the emotional intelligence to be able to communicate well with people, build trust with people, genuine trust, and then offer them something that actually solves a problem for them and not just solving your problem about you need some money for the check. So be careful when you're getting into business, whether it's network marketing or not. Hopefully you're not getting into it because you need the money. You're getting into it because it makes sense. The figures make sense, and that you want to take it and profit and go next level in your life with it, but not because you have any iota of desperation that you need some money right away and all of that, because it will cloud your judgment, and then you won't be paying attention to things like the comp plan and the leadership and stuff, and you will fall into these traps. But when people are looking for crazy stuff that's going to pay them back 100% return on investment every month for the rest of their life, like stuff like that, it's like, okay, you looking for a scam, you gonna get one.
Yeah.
When this stuff doesn't make sense and you're like, I think it makes sense, what financial position are you in right now? You gotta ask yourself that, because sometimes people really want something to be real, but when you use your common sense, you notice it doesn't make any. So we can always come back to this. We good. Oh, keep a lookout on this channel. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that, because like we said, our focus is to help people to have a good understanding of the industry that they're in. We are pre-launching something right now that we would love for you to be a part of. If you are a smart entrepreneur, if you are serious about creating something bigger than you and your need for a check, if you are looking to find a way to best serve people and use your strengths to grow your business, create that freedom, then you definitely want to check out theprofitpreneur.com. We're actually going to post our presentation video on the channel, so look for that. But it's or you can click the link in the description and go and check it out yourself right now. We're really excited about it. I promise you, it is not like anything you've seen before, and it is designed to help you accomplish your goals. Do it the right way and do it in a sustainable way.
All right. And yeah, like I said, I'll end it there. So until next time.